All right, before we can start planning for 2026, we have to grab my PA planner and review the current year, which is 2025. So before we get started on planning an amazing next year, as it's fast approaching, we need to review the current year. So what we do is, how did your business perform? Did you reach your goals and financial targets? What were your biggest achievements? Looking back, did you spend time on anything that was not taking your business forward? What would you do differently next year in your business? Were you happy with your personal life? What aspects of your life did you enjoy? What are you going to do differently in your life this year? And possibly you have some projects that you've already planned for next year and have ideas for your someday list. Your someday list can go forward into your next year, and then any goals you may have already thought about, written, or lined out. So that takes us to our new My PA planner. They're out of London. I have been using this planner for I think 5 or 6 years now, and I absolutely love it. It has a beautiful welcome from what they believe in, and then it says, to accomplish great things, we must not only act but also dream, not only plan but also believe. And so the My PA planner, one of the reasons I absolutely love it, is that it is set out in a way that it will help you achieve your goals, manage your time, be more productive, be more organized, stay focused, keep it all in one place, overcome overwhelm, be inspired, remember your ideas, work smarter, stay positive, balance work and life. How to get the most out of the PA planner, and I've talked about this in several episodes on the podcast, is that I like to review and release the current year. I also like to review and release the current month, and then review and release the week, and that's kind of what today is. Today is a Sunday where we look at our dashboard, so we're reviewing and releasing. They recommend it, for the year, but I do it weekly. It has a section for your life and business plan, monthly plan and goal setting, and then weekly plan and goal setting, daily plan and goal setting, and reflect, review, improve. So step one, what we need to do is say goodbye to the current year, complete a review, and that will help us release and let go, or review, refine, and put into the next year coming. So to start planning your year, there are different sections in here, and the first starts with reviewing 2025, and we already went over those questions, but did you achieve your goals and financial targets? List your biggest achievements. What didn't you achieve? Which business tasks were unproductive? What business decisions will be different in 2026? List your personal highlights of 2025. What made you happy in 2025, and what areas of personal life would you like to change in 2026? And then for 2026 targets, list 50 things you want to achieve in the next 10 years. If you don't know your destination, how do you expect to get there? Write here a list of 50 most important things that you want to accomplish or have in the next 10 years. Now, if you don't have this planner, I do have some free planner pages inside Business Growth Society so that you can look at that PDF and do a little bit of planning on your own. I also have a link for the My PA planner there if you decide that you want to get one yourself. So here we would list those 50 things that you would want to achieve in the next 10 years. What I like to do is kind of block it up. This would be the first top part would be like the first 5 years, and then the middle is the 10, and then the 15 and 20. So my list may have something in 1, 2, 3, but then have items listed on 45, 46, 47. And that's just how I arrange that large of a time span. And then it goes on to your life. How are you planning to live your life this year? Before getting into your business goals, it's really important to focus on the type of lifestyle you want to design for the coming year. What would you love to do? This is a really good time for you to just think about what you really want, create your version of success in your personal life, in your business, in your relationships, in your health, wellness, whatever area you want to look at. What are you good at? What's your areas of expertise? Which tasks do you dislike? I think it's really important to understand what we absolutely don't like to do so that we can hopefully delegate that, or those are the tasks that we do first so that we can do them and get them out of the way. What days will you work? What hours will you work? How will you spend your evenings and spare time? How will you spend your weekends? What holidays would you like to take? Where are you going to work from? Are you planning any trips or visits? List any daily exercise routines. What celebrations are you planning this year? How will you relax? Which good habits will you begin the year with? What hobbies will you pursue? Are there any habits you want to break? Do you plan to make any major purchases? And what would be your desired income for this year? And then 2026 bucket list. This is one of my favorites. If you're planning only to make money and nothing else, you'll be broke. List anything you want to do this year, big or small, and tick them off as you go. So, there's plenty of space to list probably 50 bucket list items, and that's one of my favorite parts. 2026, business plan. You were born to win, but to be a winner, you must plan to win, prepare to win, and expect to win. Zig Ziglar. So this part is good. He who has a why can endure any how. What is your why? Knowing your purpose makes you feel more alive, and when you know your why, it becomes easier to live a life that's true to your core values. Find the strongest why, because if your why is powerful, the how is easy. The previous section will have helped you to find out your why, but to help you create a more powerful why, simply complete the following statement. The first blank represents the contribution, the second blank represents the impact of your contribution. This one is harder for me to do, and I don't know why, but it is the why, to blank so that, so why so that, and to blank so that, and that's how you fill these out. The why is the hardest thing for me, always has been. And then your vision, so what is your vision for the business this year and the 5 years? And then visualize, has an area for you to kind of draw a mind map of your vision for this year and your 5-year plan. And then what is your big mission this year in your business? A mission statement is a short sentence paragraph used by a business to explain in simple and concise terms its purpose of being. Here are some examples. To bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. And then like Starbucks, that was Nike. Starbucks is to inspire and nurture the human spirit, one person, one cup, and one neighborhood at a time. And then Amazon, to be the most consumer-centric company in the world where people can find and discover anything they want to buy online. So you may already have your mission statement from the previous year, and this is a really good time to review it and make sure that it's still in alignment with what you're wanting to do. And then it has an area for what are your big goals for 2026. And then it's brand and business for your life, so you can go through and just talk about your business a bit. And you may have these already lined out, but it's really good to put them down from your head into, out of your brain and onto pen and paper again to make sure that everything is still in alignment, or if you possibly want to change them. So lots of planning here. This isn't going to be a one sit down and knock it out. It could if you spent probably half a day doing it, or maybe a full day set aside to doing it. I like to do it in bits and pieces, and so that's why I'm talking about it on this episode, is because it is a Sunday. It is Dashboard Sunday, where we look at our CEO dashboard, planning out the week, wrapping up the year, and this is inserted into that planning so that we can get it done and be prepared for January when it comes. So it has some analysis for your competition, there's SWOT analysis, so that was really the business planning of it. And then what I love about this planner, as I go on even more, it has a marketing plan. So you can create your marketing plan as well. And so we will go into all the details there. It talks about email marketing, webinars, advertising, social media marketing plan, blogging, podcasting, video, contests, your PR plan. What's your PR plan look like? And then 2026, brainstorm your project planner, all the projects that you want to do for the year and what their priority. And then connections of people who you want to maybe connect with and why. How will they benefit you or how can you benefit them? And then monthly, weekly, daily tasks. So these are. And now we talk about the numbers, your finance plan. So it has an area for your finance plan as well. And then it will jump into your month out of view, your January goals and actions. So you would take from the front part and move that to this forward part. January project planner, your social media content planner, and then a week in review. And the week in review is really nice because it has an area for to watch, read, notes, and ideas, notes to buy, and expenses. It has from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. I tend to adjust the time slots because I often work later than 8 p.m. and I sometimes get up earlier than 7 a.m. And then it has an area for your regular action, goals and projects and action calls. It has an area for your health and wellness, where how many minutes you've exercised, number of minutes you meditated, and how many glasses of water. So it has a week and the view there. And then you do your weekly review every Sunday, like I do. How many sales did you make? And some of this may or may not apply to you. So what I will often do is get the correction tape, go over an area, and write in the category that I might be tracking. So it has a forecast and an actual, how many new email subscribers, how was your social media growth, and it lets you analyze that. Your achievements, big and small, what worked, what didn't, what goals didn't you achieve for the week, what do you need to do to achieve these goals, and then a gratitude journal. We should always express gratitude, not just in November during Thanksgiving. And then the weekly review idea and inspiration vault. Never forget an idea again. Write it down and store it here. And then it has an area for like a brainstorm, mind map, scribble, doodle, be inspired area. So that's pretty much the planner for the week. And then when you get to the end of the month, I absolutely love this part. January profit and loss statement, if you're using QuickBooks or some other tool as well. But this allows you to kind of pencil it, get it out of your brain onto the paper, and then get it transferred into your QuickBooks. Or maybe you forgot something that you wrote down here and it made it to your didn't make it to your electronic system. But I think it's nice to be able to see what your cash flow is with pen and paper. So it does have your profit and loss and cash flow. And then you move on to the next month. It also has an area for positive habits, and you write your habit in the one area and then how many days you've done it in a row. This is a really good visual to show you how you're doing. So that's my PA planner in a nutshell. And like I said, I have a PDF in the show notes. I also have dropped a PDF in Business Growth Society. And then if you want to join Business Growth Society VIP, the first week of January, we take a deep dive into planning and making sure that whatever type of system you're using is locked in and ready to go. So I hope that is helpful. Gave you a few ideas of some things that you should be tracking. And I would, like I said, go ahead and grab the PA planner. It is in my free group, Business Growth Society, and then we take a deep dive in January inside the VIP group. So until next time, here's to you, helping you create your version of success.